I don't think there's an answer that you can give is going to take away all the why questions.
On our broadcast tonight, prom night panic. A special night took a frightening and tragic turn in Antigo. One person is dead and the community is struggling to understand why. We have live reports with reactions from students, police, and beyond in Newswatch 12 weekend, which starts right now.
Your local news, weather, and sports from where you live. Newswatch 12 weekend starts now.
Evening, many of us woke up to the news alerts and text messages from Antigo this morning as a night that traditionally delivers countless memories and photo opportunities did so for all the wrong reasons in that city last night. An 18-year-old former student showed up outside junior prom with a rifle and started shooting. Tonight, that gunman is dead, 2 others are injured, and the community is left asking why. We have team coverage from Antigo on this Sunday evening. Newswatch 12's Ben Meyer and Stephanie Haynes have been there all day long gathering information. We will get to both of them in just a moment, but first we have a breakdown of how this all played out. Now, Antigo police say 18-year-old Jacob Wagner arrived outside the high school around 11 p.m. armed with a rifle. He shot at 2 people walking out of the building. Antigo police were already on campus monitoring the prom festivities. An officer saw the shooting and shot Wagner.
The only thing I say is we were able to stop the threat, and that's kind of where we're at right at this point. We're still doing a lot of investigation.
We train because we don't want it to happen, but we train like it's going to happen, and unfortunately it did.
Crews took Wagner and the 2 victims to area hospitals. The female victim was treated and released. The male, who friends say was shot in the knee, was also treated at the hospital. Wagner died at the hospital, though, around 1 a.m. Now, that led to a day filled with sadness, fear, and plenty of questions. Newswatch 12's Stephanie Haynes now joins us live outside of Antigo High School tonight with more on how students there are dealing with last night's events. Stephanie, good evening to you.
Good evening, Lane. You know, just a couple of hours ago, there would be no way I could get this close to Antigo High School. All the roads were blocked off. Tons of investigative trucks were here, but they have since rolled out. And, you know, the community and students here are trying to figure out why would this happen here in Antigo? How would this happen? And they took to social media tweeting Antigo Strong and Antigo Pride. But I got a little of what they said in person. Take a look.
This message is to inform you of a shooting that occurred at the Antigo High School prom last night. An individual armed with a rifle wounded 2 students as they exited the school.
About 12 hours before that message, students were dancing at prom night, and then they saw police lights.
Just thinking someone had a seizure or someone passed out, and that's all I was thinking about at the time. I wasn't thinking it was something serious.
That thought went away when teachers brought the students into the gym on lockdown for hours until the scene was safe.
Before I knew it, there were cops in the gym, keeping us really calm and safe.
The teachers stayed calm.
During those hours, students texted and called their parents, and friends who left prom before the shots couldn't believe it.
We left around 9 o'clock, and then later on that night I heard on Facebook that this happened.
He said people were tweeting, texting, messaging, and calling to see if everyone was okay.
I was messaging people that were at the prom that I knew if they were okay and what was going on, because there were so many different stories on Facebook. I didn't know what to believe.
It turned out that 2 people were shot, one an Antigo High School student who had to get surgery, and his date who was from out of state. She was released from the hospital earlier in the day. The shooter died at the hospital. Police identified him as 18-year-old Jacob Wagner, who graduated from Antigo High School last year.
I was awake until like at least 2:30. I couldn't sleep. I didn't know what happened because we lived like 3 blocks away, so it's really scary.
Up all night.
It wasn't the best night's sleep.
Trying to make sense of what happened. Some students gathered at Peace Lutheran Church for a vigil.
I don't think there's an answer that you can give is going to take away all the why questions.
The students said they will go to school on Monday, and they think Antigo will be okay.
They're trying to get over this, what they've witnessed or felt at prom.
Antigo Strong.
Now, as we said, there will be school tomorrow. Students will come here. This parking lot will look a lot different. There will be counselors at the school for students to talk to, but we'll have more coverage tomorrow. For now, we're covering the news live at Antigo High School. Stephanie Haynes, Newswatch 12.
Heartbroken, shock. didn't know how to handle it at first. So
Antigo High School junior Nick Grabowski wasn't sure how to react after hearing 18-year-old Jacob Wagner was the shooter and Wagner was dead. Grabowski had been friendly with Wagner for about a year.
I didn't even know there were signs that he was upset enough to do anything so much as yell or hit somebody, more or less anything like this. He always seemed like he was so happy and kind-hearted.
As Grabowski and his girlfriend, Bailey Bessert, returned to school Monday, they couldn't stop thinking about what they'd experienced at prom on Saturday night.
I was shocked. I was really shocked.
I had no idea something like this could happen to a small town like this, because you always hear about it happening to other towns or other states for the most part.
If school didn't feel like a safe place here on Saturday night, staff at Antigo High School are trying to make it feel more that way here as classes resume on Monday with an increased police presence and counselors on hand for students. Still going in on Monday.
Yeah, just nervous a little bit.
Bessert could be forgiven for some anxiety, but she also has faith in her town and her school.
I believe we're a strong community too.
Students and staff here hope that strong community will help them rebound after the shock of Saturday night.
You expect it could happen, but you never expect it to happen to you.
We're covering the news in Antigo. Ben Meyer, Newswatch 12.
Incident that evening.
Antigo police couldn't say much during a press conference Monday afternoon.
No, we're not sure on that. No, I'm not able to say that also. Again, that's one of those questions that we're still going to want to find the answers to.
But where a state investigation kept Chief Eric Roller from revealing too many details, court documents released Tuesday give us a better idea of what items prom night shooter Jacob Wagner had in his home. On Sunday morning, investigators found spent handgun and rifle casing, including an empty .762 ammo box that once held 20 bullets. They also found a gun sling and a wooden knife. Officers also collected notebooks, journals, and drawings. Those were mixed with many things you'd find in a teenager's room: an Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and an iPod.
It hasn't all been evaluated yet, and that'll be part that DCI also will be looking into.
Also released Tuesday, the name of the officer who shot and killed Wagner. 3-year Antigo veteran officer Andy Hopfensberger became aware of the shooting and engaged Wagner. Hopfensberger shot Wagner multiple times. Fellow officer Ryan Bula was patrolling the school on prom night as well.
I think it was an excellent response as we were right there. I don't think we could have beat that.
Langley County Coroner Larry Shattuck told Newswatch 12 over the phone Tuesday the autopsy shows Wagner was hit as his left arm was extended toward police. Shattuck says that matches Hopfensberger's story that Wagner was aiming at police.
We are looking for the answers, and again, we thank everybody that helped us out, and it turned out to be a bad situation that turned out the best we could.
A few answers revealed with many more questions to come. We're covering the news in Antigo. Lane Kimball, Newswatch 12.
It may be on the football field, or it might be on the hockey ice, or sometimes the basketball court. Lakeland usually sees Antigo as a Great Northern Conference opponent to beat. But today,
you guys want to support Antigo? Just put that right on your shirt.
Lakeland wanted to join Team Antigo.
It's hard to react to something like this because you want to be concerned and you want to help, but it's hard to know how to help.
But the Thunderbird community at Lakeland found their way to help the Red Robin community in Antigo.
You want to vote to support Antigo?
We had this red ribbon for support for them. We had tables passing them out to each student, and everyone was really involved and showed a lot of care for this.
And it's so great to see them come together, and they can all wear red and they can all have the red ribbons, and we all are like, we have this thing in common that we all care about them and that we're all thinking about them today.
Lakeland showed that care in the school hallways and from the air high above Minocqua, showing that today they're not rivals.
We are united.
But teammates.
As a student body and community, we're here for you guys, and our thoughts and prayers are your way.
We're covering the news in Minocqua. Ben Meyer, Newswatch 12.
I'm doing pretty good right now.
For Colin Cooper, it's just good to be home instead of in a hospital.
I can't walk yet, but they said I'll be able to put pressure on it in about 3 to 4 weeks, I think they said. But I won't be back to walking on it fully for like 3 to 4 months.
The 18-year-old spent nearly 7 days in the hospital, undergoing 3 surgeries to get the leg just below the knee on the right track to healing properly.
The bullet shattered 10% of my tibia. They said the lucky part is that it didn't hit any major arteries and it only nicked 1 vein.
Now Colin has to sit at home and rest up. His blood levels are still low and it hurts to hold his leg vertically.
3 to 5 times a day I do like ankle exercises flexing it up and down like this, down, side to side.
But when you ask Colin about how he's processing the shooting at prom, he just shrugs.
I'm kind of bummed to be down right now, but I'm thankful and lucky that it was just this, and it could have been a lot worse.
He's been bombarded on social media, having posted only a few times since the shooting. The oldest of 5 has leaned on his family, his faith, and his friends.
I'm fine. I just want them to worry about Colin.
Spencer was walking out of prom with Colin when he was shot and helped tie the tie around Colin's leg.
I never thought anything like that would ever happen to us, ever.
Colin won't let the injury keep him from working this summer or walking across the stage at graduation.
It's cool to see how the town has rallied around me and all the other victims. I think it's a cool opportunity I have to share with people kind of what happened and like how I can help them through things too. But so I mean, I want to put some of it in the past, but some of it I want to hang on to so I can be able to help people in the future.
Wisconsin Antigo officer Andy Hoffensberger probably could use this weekend to decompress. Within the last week, Hoffensberger, who fired the deadly shot in the Antigo prom shooting against Jacob Wagner, returned to full duty, was honored as a hero, and also was cleared of any potential charges in that case. Today, police video is giving us a different angle of those events leading up to that shooting, as well as seeing the shooting itself. Please be advised, some of this video is graphic. Newswatch 12 Stephanie Haynes has our report.
That was 10 seconds.
That's the time it took for Officer Andy Hoffensberger to rush towards the gunman, shooting his gun 8 times. But to him, it feels like a lifetime.
I can't believe how slow that was. That's too much time.
The surveillance video released by the State Department of Justice is just under 3 minutes, but it's long enough to see the night of Antigo's high school prom unfold.
We knew that the actions that Officer Hopsenberger had taken that night would come out to be this way. It's just a very thorough investigation.
And then that's when I heard what I thought was fireworks going off.
That's Officer Bula. He was also on patrol with Officer Hoffensberger that night.
After I gathered what was going on, come to realize it was the bullets.
When Hoffensberger heard the shots, he saw a man with a shoulder-mounted rifle.
He John Wayne'd it, and he just kind of, I saw the gun.
Hoffensberger got out his duty pistol, pointed it at the gunman, and told him to drop his weapon. Hoffensberger told investigators the gunman aimed at him. Hoffensberger ran toward the gunman and fired until the gunman fell to the ground.
Maybe stop shooting around where that light pole is, somewhere in there, I think, now. Because I remember when I just, that's it. So.
That's Newswatch 12 Stephanie Haynes reporting. Tonight at 6 o'clock, we will show you more details about that gunman, as well as footage of him buying his ammunition. Well, the Marathon County District Attorney will announce months ago we showed you footage from Antigo in the aftermath of the shooting that happened at that school's prom. Investigators, community members, even us media members all tried to understand those events and what happened and what led up to that night. Now tonight, thanks to the State Department of Justice, we have a much clearer picture of just what happened April 23rd. We must warn you, some of this video could be considered graphic. Newswatch 12 Stephanie Haynes has our report.
Check on them first.
Are you guys okay?
Panic.
Are you hit?
Confusion.
Who shot you? The guy he hit?
As officers arrived to the scene of the Antigo High School prom shooting.
All right, ambulance is coming. Is there anyone else you guys saw?
Police would learn 2 students were shot by 18-year-old gunman Jacob Wagner, who lay yards away, shot 3 times by Officer Andrew Hoffensberger. According to the autopsy report, Wagner died from getting shot in the head and chest. He also got shot in the leg. According to witness interviews, Wagner targeted students about 30 yards away when he began shooting. A few weeks before the prom, Wagner bought his rifle from a licensed gun dealer at the Bob and Rocco Gun Show at the Langlade County Fairgrounds. Surveillance footage released by the State Department of Justice shows Wagner buying ammunition at Fleet Farm on April 22nd, 1 day before the shooting. Also in the report, in the days leading up to the shooting, Wagner went through a breakup and threatened to kill himself. He then did try to commit suicide by drinking a mixture of vinegar and bleach. Wagner also posted to social media when he bought the rifle. Officer Hoffensberger has returned to duty last week, being cleared of any criminal charges and given a medal for his response to the shooting. We're covering the news in Antigo. Stephanie Haynes, Newswatch 12.